Okay, welcome our viewers to Talent Bells Show. We are standing in for Mr. Talent. And today we are going to bring you a very interesting show that touches on generally the youth, the challenges they face, how they go about it, and who in the society could salvage this generation. So with me today in the studio, I have Mr. Ryuki, who let me not say much about himself because he's here with us. He's going to introduce himself. So welcome, Bwana Kariuki, to
Asante
the
sana,
show.
asante sana, asante sana.
Yes, karibu sana.
Okay, my name is Mr. Kariuki. I'm a teacher of Kiswahili. I'm also in charge of counseling, and I'm also the HOD humanities in the school.
Thank you so much. You will realize that both of us are hosting the show from Rurii Secondary School. In Rurii Secondary School, yes, I am Mr. Muguna, teaching English literature. I'm also the patron journalism club. And together we are trying to at least talk to the youth, try to bring in something new to this generation, and try to maybe talk the reality to this new generation. So, Mr. Karuki,
Yes,
let us face the truth. There's something that is bedeviling this generation currently.
correct.
For example, we talk about the issues of drug abuse. Of course, we know that even in the schools, not our school only, even the schools around or during the schools in the republic are grappling with the issue of drug abuse.
Correct.
So, what do you take of this issue of drug abuse? How does it come, or how can we? What can we say about it, generally?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to say that true, drug is a menace in this country, not even in this locality, but also in the country as a whole. And we start by accepting that it is a challenge. Let us not blame anybody. It's a problem of everybody. And it is a challenge that is affecting especially the youth. You find there are so many dropouts, there are so many issues of suicide cases. You see, there are so many issues that are brought in by drugs. So what I can say, let us first start by accepting that we are in a sick nation.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, coming back to your introduction, you told us that you are now the peer counselor teacher in the
Yes.
school, and obviously you must have been dealing with the issues that are concern drug abuse and maybe addiction and so on in the school.
Correct.
So, in your duties as a peer counselor teacher,
Yes.
what uh, what are some of the major challenges that are brought about by the drug abuse in the school, or how? What can you say about that? That part?
One I can say as a counselor, my biggest skill is to listen to these young ones, to lend them an ear. And I want to say I've listened to so many, and I can tell you it is a challenge. Most of the young people who are in drugs feel rejected. There is no one who is showing them love, and that has been the issue. They are rejected at home. So here at school, we try and show them affection and love so that they can feel accepted into the society. Because, like I will say later, is that if you want to heal, you start by accepting that there is a problem, then you start by loving the person who is affected, and let us treat drug abuse as just like any other disease. Yeah,
Yeah.
how can we care somebody who is sick of malaria? We take them to hospital. The same way we care somebody who is sick of malaria, let us do that to somebody who is facing, drug addiction. Because addiction, I will tell you, it is a disease. Yeah.
Okay. So addiction is a disease, but now who is to blame here? Is it the society? Is it the parenting? Is it the child? Because we obviously know that these are teenagers and they might be mingling with uh, drug barons out there or maybe drug sellers and so on. So who is to blame here in your view as your counselor teacher when you've been meeting these teenagers? Who is to blame?
I think the society as a whole is to blame. We cannot blame parents for poor parenting. Because I tell you, when a parent is parenting to is giving parenting to their children, social media is also there, doing the work of parents. Yeah? Even the society as a whole. So you look at some of the things you see, there is wrong role modeling. Yeah, students are into drugs because of the models they have. Yeah, if you ask most students who they want to become, they will pick on the secular musicians. You see, that is the modeling they want to be. So we have an issue with role models. Yeah, so we cannot place a blame to any group, but we can just say society as a whole is to blame.
Okay, the
Correct.
society, if it's the society as a whole. Now, let's take, for example, I am a parent.
Correct.
I have a child, maybe let's say 16, 17, or 18 years. This still maybe, okay, not 18, 15, from 12 to 16 there. This
Correct.
is a teenager, right?
Yes.
So I have not bought a phone
Yes.
for this child, but yet the child can access phones, follow me, right?
Yes.
I've not introduced the child to maybe obscene media content,
Correct.
but yet this kid, in one way or the other, can access this content. So, how am I, as a parent now, how am I supposed to curtail that? How am I supposed to shepherd this kid into the right direction, or into maybe not indulging into these vices that maybe might make him or her go astray?
Okay, a good parent is a parent who is near the child. Yeah. Of course, there are so many issues. Maybe we don't have time with our children, but it is important for a parent to know what a child is doing. Yeah. You cannot tell me that a child has a phone, yet you don't know who bought that phone. Then you are saying you're not the parent to that. So let us what I'm discouraging is what I call absentee parenting. Yeah. Of course, let us empower these children, and as we say, parenting is transfer of power and resources from parent to children until a time when all the powers and responsibility is to the parent. I mean, is to the sorry, is to the child. So my question would be: are we responsible as parents? Yeah, so that when we are transferring that responsibility to the child, it is something tangible. Yeah, there is, we are not living in a vacuum. Students are, and I mean, children are observing what we are doing, what we are saying, the conflicts we are having in our families. They are seeing. So we cannot now blame them for being bad children, yet they are copying what we are doing.
Maybe to cut you short,
Yes.
you said you are discouraging the fact that a parent should be an absentee parent, right?
Yes.
So I should be a parent who is always close to my child, monitor my child's ways and so on.
Yes.
But let me bring in something very interesting.
Yes.
The economy currently,
Yes.
the face of the economy currently.
Yes.
Remember, the fuel prices
Mhm.
are hiking, everything is
Food
hiking.
commodities, correct?
So, as a parent, I need to go out there, right?
Yes.
I need to go out there and fend for my child. School fees I need to pay, rent I need to pay. I also need to maybe clothe my child. I need to put food on the table and so many other things. So this leaves me with very little time to be with my child.
Correct.
So much of the time that I have, or much of the time that is left, it's now this child will be having a lot of time with the teachers.
Correct.
Now we come to this issue as a teacher. Do you feel that the responsibility of taking care of these children is too much on your heads than the parents themselves?
That is correct. The responsibility of parenting is on teachers. But let me not. There is a fact you say that we are facing economic crisis. Yes, we are facing economic crisis. But what would happen if we face a generation of crisis? What is more important? Is it the economic issues or the children we are raising for the next generation? And my answer would be the next generation is more important. Let us give priority to the next generation. Let us teach and train these young ones the ways of being a good person, or being a responsible person. Rather than, if you do so much, of course, economic challenges are there and they must be there. Yeah. But when we lose a generation, even the economic crisis will not be something important to us.
Yes, I get you right there. For parents out there, I think you've heard clearly that even if we are facing economic crisis and so on, we have to have some time. At least we have to spare time with our kids. But now another question comes this way, Mr.
Yes.
Karik. As a peer counseling teacher now in the school,
Yes.
do you feel that the workload settles upon your shoulders as the only teacher who can guide these students, or is it that all these other teachers are trained to handle different issues as they arise within the school?
Correct. I want to say that we work as a team. The Department of Counseling in the school is a team, and we have 5 teachers. But again, we have plans in the future to train our fellow teachers on how to handle some of these counseling cases, because as you can see, our population is about 1,000, so 5 people cannot manage. So we have plans in the future, or in the near future, to incorporate more, not even if not all teachers, but more teachers to the department.
Okay, so at least you have a team of teachers who are handling this, and maybe other teachers maybe are also versed with the way of handling these issues. But there's also something that I realized. Remember that the Education Act does not allow maybe students to be expelled from school.
Yes.
They do not allow maybe students to be canned and so on. So, what would your advice be to anyone who maybe is handling such cases? Remember, we are not just grappling with drug abuse cases only, right? We are also having other issues like maybe peer pressure or the adolescent stage here can make uh, live to some of the vices that you are facing. Fighting in the school, using vulgar language. Maybe we have issues to do with sexual abuse amongst teenagers and
Yes.
so on. Which, of course, these issues
Yes.
are handled within the school. So, how do you go about these issues? Maybe within that 5 members with the whole population of 1,000? Is it that every child who is found in this mistake, they are taken to the counseling department, or what happens?
I think I want to say this. Counseling and discipline process are parallel processes. Yeah. Counseling comes in place where discipline does not work. It's important to understand that we don't do them together, because you cannot cane a child and again take the child to counseling. And of course, caning is outlawed. Let me be bold about it. We don't cane students here, but it is important to know. Let us, even if we are punishing, we give these students a listening ear. We listen to them. Could be maybe they are facing issues back at home. Maybe there are personal issues. Could be maybe financial crisis. Like you've said, like you alluded to. So counseling is there to give an ear. Yeah. But of course, discipline must also do its work. There is a discipline committee in the school which must also undertake its work, which is of course parallel to our department.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think we've learned one or two things from that. But now, what is your parting shot? What would you tell maybe a parent out there, maybe a teacher, or maybe a student about the issue of maybe drug abuse? Your parting shot, just in maybe 30 seconds.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muguna. I want to say that parenting is not only paying school fees. Can you be a hands-on parent? Can you understand your child? By the way, do you understand the challenges your child is facing? Yeah? Be close to your child, and we shall move forward and save this generation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This now brings us to the end of the show. But most importantly, you've heard that as a parent, you are supposed to be close to your child. Let us save the next generation. As Mr. Kariki has clearly put it, the next generation is even more important than the economic crisis that we are facing now. Until next time, I've been your host, Mr. Muguna, and wishing you all the best. Thank you.